Hello, I'm Andy,
And I'm Rob.
and today we have another conversation about video games.
Did you say conversation or condescension?
Conversation?
I thought you said condescension about video games. Today we're talking about Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which is the latest addition to the Marvel games and the Lego games.
It's the third one, isn't it?
It's the third Lego Marvel game, because you had Lego Marvel Superheroes, then you had Lego Marvel's The Avengers.
Ah, yes.
And now you got Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. And there's a couple of things I want to bring up right off the bat, okay? The first thing I want to bring up is that if you're expecting a bunch of mutants in this, then you're not in luck, because the game seems to follow what's happening in the movies and in Hollywood in general a lot more now. In that the mutants aren't there, but the Inhumans and the Guardians of the Galaxy are. And
right.
Yeah, it's weird that, but actually that's a good place to start, because it does start off with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's this lovely kind of Lego version of the Guardians of the Galaxy right at the beginning as kind of the opening movie. Yeah. And you have in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, you had that head floating in space. Nowhere, it was called.
Yeah.
And so you see Nowhere, and the Guardians fly off from there, and you have the really cool music, hey, hey, that sort of thing. That has a really good soundtrack right at the beginning, right? And Star-Lord and the rest of them, they're all aboard the ship, and they get an emergency call from the Nova Corps that somebody is attacking. The person who's attacking is the big bad for this one, called Kang the Conqueror, who is basically an overlord who travels through time trying to conquer everything, because that's a thing in Marvel.
It's definitely a thing in Marvel.
Yeah, he isn't a palette-swapped Doctor Doom. Let me make that clear. It's not Doctor Doom and his Doom Ray of Doom. This is Kang the Conqueror, who likes hearing people say nice things about him. And in one of the early bits, he actually rewinds time just so he can hear the woman next to him saying nice things about him again.
So is this an original villain, or is this an actual...
No, it's an actual Marvel villain. This is a real thing. And at any point, Andy, in what I'm about to say, if at any point you are doubting my sanity, just remember this is superhero comics, and they are fundamentally strange.
Rob, how many years have I been doubting your sanity now?
Yeah, and I'm saying on this one occasion out of the many, it's probably not my sanity that's at fault.
Right.
That's all I'm saying, is that this what I'm saying might sound Fruit Loops, but it is probably a real thing in the comic. Okay? So anyway, the Guardians head to the Nova Corps planet, and Kang is obviously attacking, and you go through this little bit of training. To get off the ship, you have to do various things, and to get onto the planet, and then release all the people who are trying to evacuate. And so it starts you off with a nice, easy mission. Now, we've got to remember, this game is fundamentally designed for kids to play. It is like all the Lego games, it is fundamentally a kid's game. And so it is very easy to play. And it plays like every other Lego game in existence.
You can't you can't get game over, can you, in a Lego game? I don't think you can.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. The thing is, and I can kind of understand why other Rob, is a little bit burned out with the Lego games, because they all play exactly the same, and this one is kind of a stereotypical Lego Marvel game. It starts off very, very strong, very, very flashy, and it looks really good, but then it kind of lacks the staying power of what the game promised to be. And by the end of it, it's just kind of a Commoner Garden Lego game.
Well, I understand completely with the Lego repetitiveness. I think I can only tolerate one Lego game, at least within a 6-month period, because it's just too much.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. The game, the developers, Traveler's Tales, they've done a great job on kind of the graphics and the voice acting and everything like that. They've done a really good job with all of that. The game plays very, very well. And the dialogue is really snappy. It really is punchy, and it's really humorous in a lot of ways. But as the game progresses, it just becomes, as you said, steadily more and more repetitive. Everything is just a repetition of what you've done already. Not maybe not in that game, but in a different Lego game, you might have done exactly this thing. And so that's where the problem lies. And I know that's fundamentally a problem with video games in general. How do you, and it's like saying to platform games, how do you make a new type of platform game?
Yeah, you get what you're saying there. It's like you've got the same type of game, but all you can basically do is change the story around it.
Yeah.
You've still got a jump, you've still got the jump, well, you've got an attack button in some, but...
Yeah. But you still got to jump. In stealth games, you've still got to stealth, in games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that, it's still run around shooting stuff in the head. It's all much of a muchness, and I think that is one of the fundamental problems with the Lego games, is that they are iconically much of a muchness. They all play the same. They all kind of look the same, obviously, because they're Lego. And the subject matter might be a little bit different. They might thematically there might be Marvel ones, there might be Harry Potter ones, there might be Lego City ones. Thematically, they might all be different, but they play exactly the same.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving back to the story, Kang the Conqueror is attacking the planet with the Nova Corps. They need help. Guardians come and help them. Most of this story, though, takes place in a place called Chronopolis, and this is the thing this is one of the things I want to raise. Kang is a overlord who travels through time, and so he's kidnapped a bunch of cities from Earth and put them into Chronopolis. But not just Earth, you have other places like parts of the Kree Empire and stuff like that. And so a lot of this takes place in Chronopolis as you move from one area to the next, the areas being representative of cities. And you have like Manhattan, which was the main place that you had in Lego Marvel Superheroes. But Manhattan is only part of Chronopolis now, and not a very big part of that.
I usually lose all sense of geography when I'm looking at anything Marvel or anything DC. I think that all of these made-up suburbs and things, I just lose track.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. You, the Avengers, and all of your superhero friends, all your super friends, let's call them, you have to basically go around and find Nexus shards, and there's a shard in each area, and it's protected by a boss. Some of the bosses might follow Kang willingly, some of them might want to replace Kang, you don't know. You just have to go there, fight them, get the Nexus shard, and the Nexus shard will raise you up to the next level so you can fight bigger, badder opponents. And that's about it.
So, how do you think it'd rate compared to some of the other Lego games? Would you say that it'd stand out over any of the other Lego Marvel ones? Or is it just a reskin, do you think?
Well, this is the thing. It does stand up, and initially it is a hell of a lot of fun. Right at the beginning, it is a hell of a lot of fun. It's just, it doesn't stand up long term. And that's the problem. At some point, you'll get to the point where you just put this game down, put the control down, and walk away. Even if the game is still on, and you won't come back to it.
I get you.
Yeah, and that's the fundamental problem with it. Aside from that, it's actually a fun game. It's got its plus points, and it's got some great characters. It's got some new additions. Kamala Khan, for example, is one of my favourite Marvel characters of the moment. And so she's in. You've got other characters coming out and making a scene, like Baby Groot and stuff like that.
Oh, Baby Groot's in it.
Yeah, Baby Groot. Well, the rest of the Guardians are in there, so they're not going to leave Baby Groot out, are they? So, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, it's fun, right? It has a lot to offer. There are some really nice scenes. There are some really nice kind of gameplay bits where you get to take over a vehicle and fire a turret at things, which is fun. Funny as hell as well. But you have limited range of movement with that. You can't turn around and shoot behind yourself. Which seems a bit silly to me.
So definitely, I say a game worth trying, but further down the line when it's a cheaper price, you'd think it's something you'd pick up and play. Yeah.
I would think, unless you have kids or unless you have nephews or nieces who are into the Lego games, I would say treat this with kid gloves. It's definitely one for fans of the Lego games or fans of Marvel games, or if you're a child yourself.
Interesting.
Yep. And that's it. That was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Leave us a comment below. We have a website. It's called thegeekshow.co.uk. You'll find our Patreon on there. We've got other stuff on our YouTube channel, so do check it out and make sure you subscribe. Until next time, I've been Rob.
I've been Andy.
We'll see you all later.